Hello friends, this is Cauldron. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, patch 6.3, where we're going to be continuing today with the, this is probably the last part of the 6.3 quests I plan to do immediately, which is talking to Derek here, for the new Alliance raid. Return to the Phantom Realm. Derek, so Derek, who's probably some god of mischief. I know there were some theories before, I don't remember the specifics, but I know that he's probably final boss guy. Derek betrays a gleam in his eyes at the sight of you. Oh, greetings, Kakushu. If you've come to ask about developments in our Phantom Realm investigation, your timing couldn't be better. A short while ago, I received word from Grahatia. He and Kryl have completed their preparations in Charlian and are ready to resume field work. Even as we speak, they make their way hither. Let's wait for them together, shall we? We shall. I'm just like, he's got like a leaf in his ear. I don't know what all the symbols could mean, but he's something. Ah, there they are. Oh, poor Graha. What is on your back? Can't pant. Are you carrying a jukebox on your back? What in the heavens are you carrying? This, my friends, is the latest technological marvel to come out of Charlian. Is it an exercise device? I give you the etheric analyzer. Holding it thus, you take a measure of the ambient ether, whose waveform is then recorded by the ethero transcriber at the back. This provides us with detailed data on the environment which we can study at our leisure. As you know, the Phantom Realms are hidden by illusions. In order to ascertain their nature, I suggested to Kryl that we record the data with proper equipment. Alas, said equipment is tremendously cumbersome. Oh, this is Kryl. Alas, said equipment is tremendously cumbersome. Raha has done well to bring it here in one piece. As expensive as it doubtless is, I hope we can return it in the same condition. Especially if it's Scion money you bought it with. Return it. Yes, we just borrowed it. Yes, to the Forum. In approving our investigation, they granted us use of the device in addition to their financial backing. Despite the students' greatly reduced scale, the Forum has faith in our endeavors, and thus did the approval notice declare, I'm proud to say. Good, so if we do, it's not like, I mean, I don't even know if there's active funds that the Scions still have, but it sounds like this is from the student side. Or else the final boss was going to be like a savage Tataru fight if we broke the thing and had to pay it back. We owe much of this goodwill to the Scions, not least of yourself, not least of all. That being said, we can't depend on the Forum indefinitely. No, we must stand on our own 2 feet again, and it begins with our efforts in this investigation. Got my little Valentine's Day suit on. The 12 are meant to be Eorzea's guardian deities, and yet they seek battle with mankind. What could it possibly be that motivates them? At the moment, if I didn't know that there's, that this is like a 3-act structure and there's probably some larger thing, it really seems like it's just for fun so far, just like to test themselves and test people and just for the joy of it. I don't think that's where it's going to end up, though. But that would be my guess if I were in-world and didn't know this was a 3-act raid. In treating with them earnestly, I'm hopeful we will find the answer. Well, we shouldn't keep Snowgime waiting. Without further ado, let's join her at Omphalos. Or Raha. I was gonna say, can we, like... It feels like it could be a two-person carry. Like, that might be better than just Raha carrying it. Yeah, the blinding sun in the realm of the gods. Whenever I see this character, Snowgrim, I can't help but think of Preach's character. If you've watched Preach's Final Fantasy XIV Let's Plays at all. Welcome back. She does have a little bit of the Michael Cera face, as he calls it. Well now, if it isn't the etheric analyzer, you've done well to get a hold of it. Raha, indeed, we're duly grateful to the Forum for the loan. It's no small thing to be lugging about, but I've always wanted to try it. Trial, if you're ready, Raha, you may proceed with your measuring the ether of the Phantom Realm. Kukushu, please assist him, will you? Sure. In the meantime, I have a mind to further examine the monument with Snowgime. How does that sound? Like a plan. As a matter of fact, I've already done a little bit of work on that front. As you previously determined, the monument harbors some manner of magic, and this magic I've since found takes the form of an epigraph. I am Googling epigraph, because I don't know what that is. I know epitaph, epigram, I'm like mixing up a few words in my head. Epigraph. An inscription on a building, statue, or coin. Ah, okay. By consulting experts in the field of archaeology, I was able to make a discovery. Oh yes, a most startling discovery. You're really dragging this out, aren't you? Building it up, I should say. You're drum rolling it. That is, the epigraph is largely incomplete, so we can't read it. Their faces. So, you didn't make a discovery. But see, establishing what one doesn't know is also an important step in research. That's fair. Nice save. For Blessing, the language used doesn't appear to be completely unknown. If we can but fill in the missing information, it should be possible to make sense of it. Raha, but where do we even begin looking for such information? Why, we ask the gods themselves, of course. Just give them a call. Your own personal... Not your own personal Jesus, it's your own personal whoever, whatever gods we're going to face here. By giving them the battle they desire, we're doing them a favor, are we not? That being the case, I dare say they would grace us with their presence if called. Please, come with me. It's kind of nice to have the gods give you an IOU. Oh, the things I would ask them if they really did appear. I've probably noticed this last time, but those really do, the architecture really does remind me of Amarot. With the, kind of those tentacle style, like, swoopy things. Now, going by astrology, the heaven of Earth should be next to open. And it just so happens I know the perfect incantation for this purpose. Do you? Open Montui. Montui? Why is that name familiar? That name is very familiar, Montui. Montui. Montu. It's a time-honored charm passed down in Gridania. It is Gridania related, right? It's a time-honored charm passed down in Gridania, whose patron is Nophica, one of the deities said to dwell on the heaven of earth. Come, everyone, say it with me. I feel like there's enemies named that, like Muntui Goblin or something. I don't know. You know what? We're going to be enthusiastic. Open, Muntui. Open, Muntui. Yeah, everyone just, sure. Just chime in. It works. So these are going to be Earth-based? Is this Nophica? Cheery voice. What delightful children you are. I, too, have desired to speak with you. Yeah. What in the name of Guinevere? She's got Graha eyes. But by the 12, it's her. It's really her. She looks precisely as depicted in Legend. Amazing. In Legend and in mobile game ads. I'm just saying, I think there's probably, if I look on the internet for Nophica, I'm betting there's a fair bit of thirst. Having seen like her for like probably less than 1 minute at this point. It is an honor to meet you, Nophica. If I may, what is it you wish to speak about? You seek to decipher the monument, do you not? If you face more of us in battle, I myself included, we shall grant you the key to unlocking that mystery. I mean, and I do not blame anyone. I do not blame Snowgime. I don't blame anyone who's thirsting for the divine. We would, of course, be much obliged for such a gift, but are you certain? The gods before were not exactly forthcoming with your secrets. Closely have we watched you from our respective sanctums, watched as you faced us and pursued the truth with pure hearts and minds. Pure hearts and minds. Totally pure. Pure and innocent. In light of what we have seen, we have concluded thus. Even should you uncover the monument's purpose, you would still be willing to lend us your aid. Okay, so the monument is something negative, I guess. So if you discover that, they're saying that even if you discover that and it weighs against us, we think you'll still help us. Help us fulfill our heart's desire, and so too shall we grant yours. I look forward to receiving you in my sanctum, my dear children. Goodbye, Rock Lady. Again, because I think we're going to be able to enter the Alliance raid pretty shortly. If so, I continue to really like how quickly the game is getting us into it. Derek, I wasn't expecting a god to actually appear. 'Twas but a coincidence, surely. Nope, the open Muntui thing works. Snowgime. It worked. The charm reached the matron. If it can be repeated, I shall have to mention it in my thesis. And Kryl. Our efforts to understand the 12 appear to have paid off. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. The original plan was to revisit the heavens of lightning and fire, but I believe all would agree we should prioritize Nophica's invitation. Well, Snowgime, your charm did the trick. The way to another heaven lies open, and beyond it, the truth of the monument. The truth of me dying a whole mess of times, probably. can't wait to pore over the etheric data. Raha, Kakushu, I leave it in your capable hands. We got your back, Snow Guy. As for you, Derek, may we rely on your guidance once more? No. Now that we know what awaits, I do not feel my presence is necessary. On the contrary, I would only be a burden. Derek. As you wish, of course. Kryle's got her eye on you, too. We can still count on you to pray for our friends, though, I trust. Derek, the divine sussy baka. I'm glad that I can join you this time, Kakushu. Encumbered as I am with the analyzer, I fear I won't be able to assist in battle, but I shall do my part and secure the data we need. What's the name of this, the name of the raid? Heaven of... No, it has a Greek name. Like heaven, it's not going to be Heaven of Earth. Euphrosyne. Euphrosyne. Okay. I guess, I mean, Euph has got to be, what was the other Alliance raid called? Because I'm thinking of, like, euphemism. Euph has got to mean, like, good, right? And so, I don't know what Zyne means, though. This popped way quicker than I was expecting. It's Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time in Minnesota. And it was like, it took like a minute for the queue to go. I thought I was going to be here for like 20 minutes. Euphrosyne. Rolling wheat fields. Or grass, maybe? I don't know.
At last, the time has come.
Got your little boss circle, your crop circle. I like the Rogadan with the who's just in like the Hawaiian shirt with the crown, with the little flower crown. Meowstress Tolly. Snowball Winters. Who's that? Wyken von Crimson? Wyken von Crimson? Impy Grimsley? I love these players. I love the community here. I really do. Such overwhelming ether.
Prove to me life's resolve.
Listen to the jig!
No true abundance.
I guess she has kind of like an Irish theme going generally, at least, right?
Feel you the heartbeat of the land.
Shit. Okay, so we have to get out for that? I guess? Hickories amongst the trees. So green is get in, flowers are get out. I guess. Matron's Harvest. I don't quite know what's going on. Also, I need to remove... I need to remove health bars. Because... No, I don't know why I was seeing everyone's health bars.
Life, flower, and flourish.
Look at these changing environments. Even on this, the sun through the tree is gorgeous. Plant Ether gets us get in, right? Yeah. I bid you dance with the flowers. This is get out. I am so happy that they made this musical choice.
Mine is the breath of the earth.
I can't even say, like, such and such is the best music in... what is this? I don't know. blue and yellow. Blue is circle, yellow is triangle. Oh, there's a debuff or buff. Yellow, resistant to Gold Blossom Ether. Blue is resistant to Blue Blossom Ether. Okay, so when it's blue, we stand in the blue circle. Gotcha. I can't say X or Y is my favorite 14 track, because there's just, there's such a wide variety that no matter what mood I'm in, there's probably something that would count as a favorite track for that mood. That said, the Eden Shiva fight is still probably my overall, one of my favorite pieces of music ever, but this is, oh shit. Nope, I picked wrong. I couldn't get there fast enough. I've just been kind of overwhelmed by everything. Look at the pink sky. This must be the sky during all the flower times. Yellow. All right, so we want yellow first. And then blue. Yeah. Keep getting reses up. Oh shit, what is that? I didn't even see that. Oh my god, I was looking at who to res. I wasn't looking at the new patterns that were coming out, yellow, blue, yellow. Oh gosh, I am messing up bad, and that's totally fine. I'm very happy with this fight. So flowers get out, yeah. Laurel Haze. Land Waker.
Be strong for what awaits.
Okay. What is rising up there? Other lands, other areas? I guess. What is even left in this particular area? Didn't we just beat Nophica, like the leader of this section? I don't remember. I don't know how they're going to do, where they're going to go from here. Oh, of course, a behemoth. Euphrosyne's behemoth. Oh, Ecliptic Comet. Get away, get away, get away. Rounds. Of course, it would have to be Althyk who could so manipulate space. Althyk.
Forgive me, but I couldn't stay away.
Nymeia.
It seems my sister shall be joining us.
So you got...
It is only fitting that we face you together.
I can't get over this music.
I will spin your fates.
Spin your fates. So she's like a... Is she... So she... Again, I don't know the gods. Alright, I got the star. Or the sun. What does this say? Oh shit, I should have read it. Heretic damage is taken. I should... Yeah, I'll have to read those when they come up.
Have you the strength to defy fate?
Probably not.
The sands of time are mine to command.
Right, when this heretic faded by the spirit to become heretic when the effect expires. What does heretic mean again? Oh shit, heretic means don't move, right? Heretic means don't move or act, I think. Space and time are distorted. What is that purple?
Surrender to my power.
Do I want to be in the purple? I think I want to be in the purple for this. This is probably a heavy purple, right? That's the... Yeah, that sounds right. I think I did the right thing.
Drown in waters divine.
Ah, oh, damn it. Oh, bummer. I really thought I got that. I saw what to do, and I thought I thought I got that. That's frustrating.
Pray to the stars on high.
All right, let's get away from the tank stack. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this a wash, a wave thing? Yeah. Okay. Get here. Perfect. We finally survived a mechanic in this dungeon. All right. That's progress technically. So this is where I have to move and act if it's blue, right? Deep freeze, yeah. Seven, 6, 3, 2. Yeah, we succeeded. What is Mithril Great Axe? Oh, frontal cone. We survived another thing. Good.
Time marches to my will.
What is this doing? 1. Oh, that's 1. 2, 3. I feel like I missed something there. I missed the time, why time marches to his whims. I missed that part of it.
Keeper's might.
All right, so 15 seconds.
Long have I
Good.
awaited
So we scoop
this
in here.
moment.
And we're gonna move around quickly at, where is he? Where actually is he? Oh, he's nowhere. We have to fight Nymeia now. Or finish her off. I guess we've been fighting her this whole time. I've just been focusing on what's his face.
This too is fate.
What a cool fight! That Nymeia should also descend.
On the most exalted of battlefields you shall stand.
On to the next sanctum. Frost Wreath portal. Yeah, so we're warping to Heaven of Ice. I'm so happy right now. God, this is... I saw this in the trailer and I just forgot about it, and I just love it. It feels very Dark Souls-y, like the oh, what the hell was the ice zone, the ice the Boreal Valley in Dark Souls 3. It has that sort of vibe to it. Irithyll of the Boreal Valley.
Summon your courage and press on.
Same voice from before. It is all but certain that Halone waits it's right, Halone. Of course, the icy area is Halone, but I guess it's not, of course, because wasn't Ishgard kind of warm and toasty before her? Like, it was before, not before her, but like in 1.0, wasn't Ishgard like kind of green and all that? Or was it always icy and chill?
I, the Fury, shall test your strength of spirit.
You look so cool. I want to play a paladin right now. I guess a dragoon is probably more appropriate, but the shield, the...
All-piercing spear, drink deep of raging blizzards.
Tetrapagos. What are we doing here? Oh! I see.
For glory, you must
I didn't see what it actually was. And then here, and then that side. I didn't actually pay close enough attention to catch all of it, but I do see what she was doing. It was that kind of... Oh, shit. So out, left, right, in. Out, left, right, in. Out. left, right, in. Yes. Oh, I love those mechanics. I love the memorized mechanics. How is this working? I feel like we're about to die.
You must do better than that against me.
Why is there a red moon over there? 1000-fold thrust. Shit. Could just be a quirk of the gods, but I'm thinking of, I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by the visuals of this thing. Do we even see her face? We don't. She has that Valkyrie helm. Locos. Do we not want to be... Are spears innumerable? Do we not want to be on those sides? Oh, no, that's going to be a... Oh, I got screwed. Yeah, my bad. I thought those were more multi-directional. I thought they were going to be, like, different diagonals. I didn't see they were taking up whole halves of the room.
There is no retreat, only victory or defeat.
Ah, I see now. I've never been so happy to die. So much. Something about this whole raid just fills me with energy. Now I can actually look at the... So, there's... Yeah, the red moon is making me think of the red moon of the 13th, but I don't know that that's tied in. What's going on? Celestial Glacial Spear. We probably want to kill a Glacial Spear, right? Oh, this is... I see. It's boxing us into different areas. I'm a very happy cold run right now. Let's GTFO.
In ice unyielding, now rest. Mine is the Aegis.
What's she doing? Oh my god, she's doing like a glintstone slash, sort of glintstone greatsword, carrying greatsword. Impy grim. Oh, okay.
Ah, would that our clash could continue forever.
Would that it could. So as soon as this goes off, yep, now we get over here. Wait, how did I die? What did I do wrong there? I thought it was going to be go off, and then as soon as the 1000-fold thrust goes off, we go to the side that wasn't pointing to. So there was some timing I didn't understand there. So this is going to push us in. Oh, right. Shit! I'm getting so badly screwed. Because I'm playing wrong, not because the game is bugging out, of course. Just to clarify. Alright. Here we go. What are we watching for? Alright. Right, left, out, in. Right, left, out, in. Right, left, out, in. And then I think we want to go here. And then here and then to the left? No, I totally misread that again. I am misunderstanding something about that. Ah, so I see. It starts out all around and then you have to watch which way to go. So as soon as this is done, we have to go to to this side, right? No? What about the 1000-fold thrust? I really thought I understood the 1000-fold thrust, and I really don't, apparently.
There is well fought, mortals. Your next test awaits.
I wonder what our next test is. Light seems to beckon us to yonder place. We're skating on... Oh my god. This friggin' game. Hall of the Spear. Is this another Halone test, maybe? She's the ice spear person. Who are you? The lover Menphina.
Come bathe in the moon's tender glow.
Where are we going? How did we get there? What? Or did we just came from there?
Behold my power.
Love's light. I can't... I'm not... The moon's beginning to wax, so this is a moon fight. Okay. So when the moon waxes, it blasts fully at down the middle.
Lest you worry, 'tis naught I cannot handle.
I didn't even see that. I'm just listening to the music.
Is it too much for mortals, I wonder?
It's hard to focus. It's a little too much for me as a mortal, yes.
Oh, ring of ice.
Winter Halo, it seems like a get-in. That sounds get-in-ish. The moon forms at Menphina's command. What? So those are going to be... I think we have to get in and maybe then get out of the second wave. Am I in time? Yeah, I'm in time. Okay. Midnight Frost, that seems bad. That seems like a... Yeah, yep. I was trying to go around it, but I should have just gone through. All our love we give unto you. Pray accept it, my darling. So this is really a benevolent, at least from their perspective, this is going to be a benevolent thing they're doing. What? Okay, so we have to stay behind pillars except when we don't. Okay. Are we killing the pillars? I don't think we're killing the pillars. Or I guess we are killing the pillars? My bad. I thought we were hiding behind the pillars. No, we're killing the pillars. I am not the most observant of players, as you might see. But I do my best sometimes. I usually do my best. Doggo! What a pretty doggo! Look at
Light in the simple things.
Dalamud. That's the name of... That's why there was a red moon. Because Dalamud, the construct, was named after Dalamud, the divine thing. Playful orbit. Yep. What are we doing? No clue. How did we know that this was the right side? This was the correct side. So your right paw is up. So we want to be on the left side? Your right paw is up again. I do not know. And again, I don't know, and I only sort of care. I mean, I do care, but I'm enjoying myself enough that not understanding this does not... Oh, shit. Pose to attack. Winter Halo, we want to stay in, right? And get to, like, the right side. Not that far. Like, there was the final fight of the first... You're always in my heart, my loves. Oh! It's got her in its paw. You're always in my heart, my loves. Stay out of that. And then get over here. Oh no, I'm on the wrong side. This is the doggo's paw side. No, that doesn't matter, I guess. We probably want to be on this side, don't we? Yeah. There are some fights where not understanding it really hurts my enjoyment of what's going on. This is not one of those. Begins to wax. Playful orbit, so that when it... Woof. What a good doggo. We probably don't want to be on this side. Yeah, this is the side we want to be on. I'm sorry I'm talking about so much about the music instead of the fight itself, but I just... I feel incredibly grateful right now that I'm playing a video game that has, in one patch, introduces Scream, and in another patch introduces the Jig and this. I feel... I hope this doesn't come across as sarcastic, but I feel sincerely blessed to be playing a game like this. Oh shit, run, run, run. What did I got pulled, I appreciate it, but I don't know what I saw, but I got pulled at least. I'm sure I got pulled into the safe spot. I'm excited to do this again and try to have a better sense of what's going on. Take a nap, you deserve a rest, doggo.
May yet become reality. Thank you.
This feels like a farewell. I think their dreams are to die. That's my guess. Or to fade away or pass on. Like, a lot of this feels like they're saying goodbye to us. Like you don't, like you'll always be in our hearts, or you always have our love. A lot of this feels like, that's my current guess, is that whatever influence they've had on the world, they're preparing to relinquish it. I don't know if that's the case. That may not be the case, but that's my current guess. All right. Snowball Winters has resurrected me so many times, and I love your cat mask. You get my commendation. Yeah, we did not win loots today. Trial, you're both safe. Thank goodness. I want to pause this almost right now and just go and listen to the music again. Like, find it on YouTube. Watch other reactions to it. Like, it's funny how that works. Snowgime, you have the data then. Wonderful, wonderful. Don't suppose I could do the honors and replace the transcriber chart cartridge? I always wanted to take a closer look. Take care removing it now. We don't want anything to happen to the data. Don't worry, she's going to be great with us. Don't even worry, Graha. Wait, never mind. Worry a lot. Carefully does it. Come to me, O knowledge divine. Come to me. What is that? What god is this? Oh, Menphina, hi. Wah! Oh, It's all right. The cartridge is safe. Yeah, better be. Let's finish the task before there are any more surprises. You just got surprised by, like, the lover. I mean, I don't blame Snowgun for being a bit jumpy. Snowgun, while you're holding, like, a multi-billion-dollar cartridge or whatever of priceless data. Oh, the whole gang is here. Althyk, you have our gratitude for bringing us closer to achieving our dream. Nymeia. Oh, Althyk, must you always be so formal? Although he has trouble expressing it, I assure you, my brother is absolutely giddy with joy. Like, this all feels like a test to make sure that we're ready to take the handoff of some kind. Halone, why are you here, Nophica? Have you not sufficiently amused yourself with the mortals? Not nearly. I would talk to them some more. Oh, her eyes are purple pupils and green irises. That is not a combo I've seen before. Menphina. Nophica promised you the key to deciphering the monument, did she not? Yes, that's correct. Then you would do well to hold in your minds that which harbors information. Do well to hold in your minds that which harbors information. What a weird sentence. Thank you. Come now, brother. You need to speak plainer than that. To clarify, we shall create the objects you need, but your assistance is required to give them form. Worry not. Appearance has no effect on function. Just try to imagine that which, in your minds, is used to hold information. Okay, so, like, I might imagine a flash drive or something. Or they could make it more metaphorical and hold, like, imagine a safe or a bucket or something. A book, a scroll, a map, a book, an iPad? Oh my god, a friggin' elegant tombstone, of course. There, these instruments shall be useful in your quest. Across Eorzea lie eternal stones that hold the information required to complete the words of the monument. By holding an instrument out to a stone, it will take that information unto itself. We should have brought Urianger to translate. I understood that, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like Urianger would get along well with Althyk. We scattered these stones across the realm that mortals would not uncover our secrets. Of late, however, it would seem you have found alternate uses for them as objects of worship. I'm racking my brain. Could they be the marks of the 12? Is this like the only one that really jumps out at me immediately is the stone at Ralger's Reach? That like the stone that looks like it has the, I don't remember which god it is, that has like the black mage symbol on it, or the thaumaturge symbol on it. Is that like that sort of thing? They are, aren't they? Oh, to think they harbored information on the gods. It seems we have our next destinations. Aside from the 3 city-states, I believe the marks are located in Kurthus and Mordona. I guess I'm mistaken. I propose we split up, the quicker to finish the task. I wish to come too. Please join us, Menphina. And please bring your doggo. No, Menphina. 'Twould not do to burden these children so. After all this time, we finally have the chance to speak with mortals, to learn about them from up close. So it's not that you chose to not speak with us, it's that you couldn't speak with us until now. Was it the ether? Was the ether like blocking you? Or not the ether, was something about the interaction between the ether and and Medion's like a song of despair? Was something about that interaction or Zodiark's presence blocking you? So after all this time, we finally have the chance to speak with mortals, to learn about them up close, and we're not like to have another. I must say, I share Menphina's view. Even you, Halone. I'd like to learn about you too, and I believe I speak for all of us. By all means, let us travel together. Music to my ears. We shall watch over you and see that you safely reach your destinations. Without further ado, then. Not so fast, Azema. Meerkat with, look at that cute little face. Meerkat with Azema's voice. Did you think you could go frolicking without us? The others have our domain well in hand, so we're coming too. Who is the mummy? Who is the what do you call it? The little, the dust bunny? And who's the bird? Menphina. Well now, far be it from us to stop you. Let us assume our disguises too, and then each choose a mortal to accompany. I think my favorite character design, my favorite costume design so far is probably, I don't remember her name, but Althyk's companion. Please, let it be something inconspicuous. Yeah, like a small mummy. I guess in this world that is inconspicuous. Of course, Menphina's got the little wolfie, got fish, ferret. Oh, so good. What is that? That's got to be, I already forgot her name. The redhead. Snow guy. I believe my destination is Thanalan, then. Then it's Lanasia for Raha, the Twelveswood for Kryl. And last but not least, Mordona and Kurthus for Derek and Kukushu. Will that be all right, Kryl? I shall be fine. You needn't worry. Just walking by with a little parade of minions. The gods in tow. We abided by the gods' selections, but why do you suppose the two of us were grouped together? It's random, I guess? Why, because you make the most intriguing pair. The gods-felling hero and the world-faring explorer. I shall check. Wait, that's Menphina? I thought Menphina was the wolf. Or maybe her wolf is the wolf, of course. I shall relish... Dalamud. I shall relish the chance to learn about both of you. Now then, the others have set forth. Let us do the same. Aside from my own mark, I believe we'll find those of Althyk and Halone, eh? Halone? Halone and Mordona and Kurthus. Baby Oppo Oppo. Oh. Wolf, don't eat the Oppo Oppo. Oh my, what an adorable creature. Delighted to meet you, little one. Little one. This emphasizes even more that Derek is either a god or... I mean, the fact that this is a... The fact that we've right now seen the gods take minion form, this emphasizes even more that the Oppo Oppo is not just an Oppo Oppo. Oh, that's Halone, not Dalamud. My bad. It seems to want to join us, too. I feel like I can't be blamed for thinking it might be Dalamud, though. What an unusual company this has been. The gods truly know no inhibition. Forgive me, Kukushu, I couldn't have anticipated this turn of events. It's all good. It's so good. It's so all good. Menphina is winsome, is she not? We all think of her as our youngest sister. I like that the lover in this case is not... I don't know, is not like some sultry seductress. Like, I don't know, I like the design of the way they've designed some of the gods here. I just, it's a tough... It's on one hand, it's a tough thing to do because... Let me start on the other side. On one hand, it's a very easy thing to do because the gods don't have to have practical designs. They can be outrageous, wild expressions of what they represent. So you have a lot more creative freedom in designing them than like a particular random soldier or someone like Xenos, for instance. But on the other hand, like you have to admit, there's so much symbolism you have to embody and tropes that you have to get an idea across and also fight it. Like you can't just kind of be pure trope or else it's kind of a boring design no matter how outrageous it seems on the surface. And I think they've threaded a really nice needle with that. Ook ook indeed. In heavenly company, Menphina is fairly bouncing up and down in her eagerness to set forth. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's seek out the marks at once. And the lover is also, I mean, it broadens it from just romantic love to like, it sounds like it's all kinds of love. Yes, yes, no need to be so hasty. Shall we then, Kukushu? The nearest mark is Thaliax, just outside in Mordona. If memory serves, it overlooks at the lake at a place called Wraithfrost. My memory did not serve me that well. Ah, this is one of those stones. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen this before. I may have in passing. This is indeed the place. Menphina? You like traveling, Kukushu? I adore it, and not simply for its own sake. It's an important way to perform one of our foremost duties, you see, peering into the hearts of mortals. What duties do the gods have here in this game, in this world? Why is that a duty? Now then, we're to hold out an instrument to the stone. Would you care to do the honors here, Kukushu? My sword and my axe. My iPhone. The instrument vibrates rapidly. It's done. The information held in the stone has been excited. Has been etched. As Althyk said, these stones are eternal. No matter their shape or location, their nature is unchanging. Together with the monument in Omphalos, they have remained in the same since time immemorial. They've remained the same since time immemorial. It was the love that men bear for us, and we for the star that compelled us to create the monuments and the stones. And though men do not know the truth of the stones, they offer them prayer. This act is a manifestation of your bond with us, while the stones are a manifestation of our bond with the star. And so by praying to the stones, you effectively cultivate a bond between yourselves and us and the star. Delightful, is it not? It actually is pretty delightful. Though we appreciate your eagerness to talk, perhaps we should save some conversation for the destinations to come? If we linger too long in any one place, we're liable to be late to reconvene with the others. Then let us make for the central highlands of Kurthus. Within the Fury's gaze, my own mark awaits. If I seem distracted a little bit, it's because I'm scratching my cat's face on my lap. What a good boy. Boulder Downs. Is that it? Fury's gaze. I guess this is it? Is that the Fury's symbol? There's nothing like taking to the road with agreeable company. Do you not agree? I like taking to the road with agreeable company. In this land where mankind's faith in me is strong, I cannot help but feel uplifted. Ah, I didn't even see that etching. There it is, the mark of the Fury. It wouldn't do to burden you constantly. I shall extract the information this time. But why? Probably just for what he says, like just to swap off, but makes me wonder. Looking back, Halone, you've grown noticeably more imposing this past millennium. There are also... So you're... Okay. I was just thinking of the age of them, but of course they're millennia, many millennia old. There are also more statues in the Heaven of Ice. Ooh, but an idea occurs to me. Kukushu, this time I want you to share what you know about the worship of Halone. I dare say it'll be interesting to hear what mankind thinks of her from your perspective. This feels dangerous. Like a dangerous... Well, if this were the Greek gods, maybe, but I don't think they're gonna... It'll be... I don't know. I don't think it'll be a downside. You often hear Halone's... Like, if you say the wrong thing in some pantheons, you might be punished eternally for it, but I don't think that's the case here. You often hear Halone's name invoked in battle. The church is returning to its roots and moves to separate itself from the state. That's not what I think of when I think of Halone. The Ishgardian Orthodox Church is the heart of faith in the Fury. Let's go. You often hear her name invoked in battle. This seems true and... really no negative consequence. There's some negative I'll just go with the top one. Ah, yes. Ever did I feel the people's fervent desire to be strong, that they might protect that which they hold dear. Well, how fascinating. 'Tis a fine thing indeed to hear directly from mortals. Still, as much as Halone loves her children, it troubled her to see them at war with the dragons, to see those who share this star spill each other's blood. As you should know, a cute little howl, I'm sure. As you should well know, Menphina, it isn't our place to judge the faith of mortals. Even when we lend them our aid, we must refrain from intervening in their affairs. How do you lend aid without intervening? Lest there be any doubt, mankind's faith in us is mankind's alone. By your prayers, our forms are become that which they need to be. Are you primals also of a sort? I wonder. That phrase sounds like a very primalish phrase. I don't think you are, not exactly, but again, boy, does that sound like a primal defining phrase, like our forms have become that which you need us, or at least maybe some similar type of relationship. Derek, apologies for the wait. What were you up to? Acquired the information, have you? Excellent. Let's proceed to the next mark, mine. As I recall, it lies near the steel vigil by the cliff west of the entrance. Follow me. Is Menphina best girl? Menphina might be best girl. Among the gods, I think she's definitely best girl. Oh, it's here. What is that symbol? Is it the handcuffs of love? What am I looking at? I don't know. A crook? Like a shepherd's crook? Oh, look, someone's praying. How delightful to see one of my faithful children. I have a feeling it's going to bring you down. This is going to be someone... I don't think this is going to be a positive. Red-robed man. O benevolent goddess, grant me deliverance, I beseech you. Save my soul. You're the one who was hunting down the lambs of Dalamud. Yeah, the Lambs of Dalamud were that doomsday cult that we were from the very first dungeon from Tamtara Deepcroft, right? I knew it. I knew you wouldn't stop till you dealt with every last one of us, and now you've come to me. Ah, to think that this is her will. The Lambs of Dalamud. They're not the cult that appeared prior to the Severin Thumbral calamity, are they? Are they not? They are the cult that appeared there, yeah? In the name of their faith, they abducted and sacrificed innocent souls and did not fear death. Why are you praying to Menphina? I've committed no crimes, I swear it. Menphina as my witness. Leave her out of this. She doesn't know what's up. In the beginning, we simply prayed to the twin moons for... Lambs of Dalamud. Dalamud, okay. Dalamud to one day shepherd our souls to the bosom of his mistress. Okay. But it all changed when Dalamud began turning red. More and more of us began believing that he was our savior. That we must prove our loyalty with our lives, or else we would suffer eternal damnation. So you saw an absence of Menphina. The biggest symbol available to you was Dalamud, kind of the doggo associated with her. And you thought that it turning red was a sign that you had to change how you... Why did you think proving your loyalty required sacrificing others? So that's how your group took on its fanatical ways and came to be branded a dangerous cult. It came to be a dangerous cult from the sound of it. Branded my ass. And at some point, I assume you were tasked with hunting them down. I used to be a merchant in Ul'dah, but timid as I am, I struggled to survive in the cutthroat world. That's why I turned to Menphina. I wanted to bask in her gentle acceptance and gain courage from her strong and faithful hound. They were my solace, and the only way I could be at peace with myself. But they took it from me, my fellows who committed those horrible deeds, and those who reviled me as one of them. They took it away. At least you weren't doing the murder. You're strong, aren't you? Grant me deliverance, I beg you. Judge me, show me the way. Not really my role, I can't bear it anymore. What good is a god who I can't see, who won't grant me a thimble of succor no matter how much I pray? I mean, I'm not religious. I'm Jewish, but I'm not, you know, it's more of a cultural thing. It's not something it's not that I don't go to synagogue. It's not a religious thing for me. But I know plenty of people who never have seen God. They don't think they've seen God. It's not like they don't claim to have seen God or anything like that. Well, I was going to say who also don't get succor. They don't get necessarily tangible succor. God doesn't come down and give them stakes, but they do find plenty of solace in religion and in that belief and guidance in it and happiness in it, even without seeing it. Derek, you mustn't seek in men what you seek in gods. Strong as she is but a mortal like you. She is made of flesh and blood and possessed of her own will. Nothing more, nothing less. It avails you... I thought he was talking about Menphina for a second, but no, he's talking about me. It avails you not to raise others up while belittling yourself. You are your own person, with a path of your own to walk. Even should you be taken by despair, that you are here now makes you no different from this woman. Sure, you're not as strong, as well-liked, as heroic, as beloved, as adorable. So believe me when I say all will be well. Keep your faith in Menphina. Believe in her love and grace, and you will surely learn to love others as well as yourself. Forgive me for my unseemly outburst. I had been feeling lost, and all my anguish came spilling out. It was Menphina herself who brought you here, I'm certain of it. You're absolutely correct. To encourage and guide me. Well, they had me in the first half. Taking your words to heart, I'll try searching for a new path. Did you say for a new path or for a new path? No, just a typo. They said, I'll try searching for a new path. Should you feel lost again, take to the road. See what is out there. Learn how others live and think. You're bound to find your way. Is there a god of travel? Blessings upon you on the road ahead, dear child. Did you say something? That was Menphina's own outpouring. I think a spontaneous outpouring of emotion from her there. Support. That's gotta fuck Menphina up. To hear the impact that she's had on this cult. And this person. The things that were done in her name that she had no control over. That she didn't turn the moon red. The child will be fine. I'm certain of it. No, you're handling this good. Your faith in us can harm as well as heal, but never forget that faith belongs to mankind and mankind alone. Yeah, it's more about us than you. Unsolicited though it was, I don't regret saying those words to him. He needed to hear them, and you were clearly not saying anything, Kakushu. But come, this time it's your turn to extract the information. I like that you see the shield in the background there. Wait, no, is that the shield? I think that's the shield. Why did I think the shield was elsewhere? No, that is the shield. Or chiffons, I mean. Forgive me, Kakushu. I fear I've caused you trouble. No, you're good. I'm relieved to know that. You truly are strong, in body and spirit both. Far be it from me to ask this of you, but please do not hold it against that child. We do not wish for our existence to bring grief to our children. Yet no matter which faith, we are who we are because of those who believe in us. How did the cycle start, though? What was the origin of y'all? Did it start because of faith, like other primals? My hound is no exception. He was born when men came to worship the object their ancestors cast unto the heavens. That answers my question. So they're saying the hound is no exception when people came to worship the object that, the red moon Dalamud, but it was always red, so why, if it was always red, because it didn't change color, it didn't start out as blue and then get a paint job midway through when Bahamut was tossed in there. I guess Bahamut was tossed, it was created to hold Bahamut, so Bahamut was always in there. I don't understand that thing about the Lambs of Dalamud saying that the moon turned red. I don't quite get that. Anyway, yeah, my hound is no exception. He was born when men came to worship the object their ancestors cast unto the heavens. I wonder if it's like a guard dog, like it took the form of a dog because it's like a guard dog and protecting against Bahamut, maybe? We are not all powerful. We can't grant all of mankind's wishes. Nonetheless, we always hear you. No hope is too small, no prayer too faint. You just can't do anything about it. I just wanted to make that clear. Lest you forget, we love mankind dearly. I believe you, it's just you don't do anything about it. And you probably, it sounds like you couldn't do anything about it, and probably shouldn't do anything about it, but it's a pretty one way. It's like I hear you, and they're receiving, but they're not giving back. Not directly, at least. I mean, it sounds like the faith itself provides different kinds of strength, but... Divine non-intervention. Something appears to weigh upon Derek's mind. With this, we've completed our task and may return to the Omphalos. Yet I can't help but think about Kryl. Rahatia seemed to be worried about her, did he not? It was as if something weighed on her mind. Though she's in the company of deities, I find myself worrying too. I did not pick up on that. Whatever it is, there's only one way to find out. You could ask her directly. I'm going to act confused because that's how I felt. ... So you didn't notice anything amiss? Perhaps I simply imagined it, but I worry nonetheless. No, I think you're right. I just didn't notice it myself. If there's no objections, let's seek out Kryl. She was headed to the Twelfthwood with Nophica and Baragot, yes? They are presently too far away for us to sense, but we should be able to locate them once in the forest. I see. In that case, let's make for Gridania. For all his preference for solitude, Derek certainly seems concerned for the welfare of others. How very intriguing. Yeah, he is intriguing, isn't he? Halone. As I understand it, mortals hold that Nophica and I are at odds. Like other details about us, you are free to believe what you wish. I mean, does our belief about that make you at odds with Nophica, though? So here we are in Gridania. Can you sense Nophica and Baragot? I do, but something is strange. Indeed, they appear to be in different places. Nophica is the nearer of the two, and is quite close by. I shall go and find her. By Wolf Pup. Wait, you mustn't go off on your own. Why not? Do you think there's some danger to them here? Ah, confound it! After her, Kakushu. Yeah, you do think there is some danger there, don't you? Nophica. Oh, have you already finished visiting your stones? We have, but why are you alone? I thank you not to... Okay, yeah. Well, we're okay. There she is. Well now, I wasn't expecting to see you all here. Is aught the matter? You're supposed to be with Kryl and Baragot. Where are they? Oh, we became separated while I was distracted, listening to the elements. Beings are the voice of those who call the wood home. As I'm the patron of this land, they could not help but report to me. The music is too playful for me to be worried, but I am a little. You gods can sense each other. Even should you become separated, shouldn't it be a simple matter to find them again? Indeed, 'twould seem you're keeping something from us, Nophica. Are you, like, playing a prank or something? What's going on? Oh, Halone, there's simply no fooling you. Very well, I shall confess all. The child Kryl wanted to visit our stones alone, you see, to complete her task without us watching over her. We merely respected that wish to complete her task without you, like the task of drawing the information. With her abilities, I do not believe she is in any danger, but the worrier that he is, Baragot decided to follow after her, discreetly. Wait, so you respected the wish, but Baragot didn't. Gotcha. You didn't really respect her wish. If that's her wish, then indeed we must abide by it. As for Baragot, yes, I can sense him in the place men call the South Shroud. One of the stones is situated there, I believe near Camp Tranquil. Let's search the area for Baragot. We find him, we should find Kryl as well. Ah, suspicious Spriggan. I guess that makes sense, because the Spriggans are kind of industrious, so it makes sense that Beauregard would take that form. What brings you all here? We understand you've been following Kryl. Where is she? Having acquired information from my stone, she now makes for Althyk's. I keep my distance to avoid being seen and was about to continue on when you appeared. Althyk's stone is her last destination, is it not? Let us all go and meet her there. If everyone so wishes, then very well. To hasten our passage, I shall call upon Master Ralger's servants to bear the mortals. Master Ralger's servants. A big old fist? Oh. Giant hawks. Okay. The eagles, yeah, drop us at Mount Doom. It seems we have the use of these hawks. Let's see if we can spot Kryl from above. I'll bring our companions, so you needn't worry about them. Ready? Yeah, let's mount up. Go, my feathered friend. Fly like the wind. Can the gods imbue us with the power of that... the add-on that granted, like, giant overview abilities? The ability to zoom out to, like, the moon. I must thank you, Kakushu, for talking to you helped me find the resolve to seek out Kryl. No signs of her here. Let's continue on to Althyk Stone. Why did you need resolve for that? I feel like whatever the truth is about Derek, that's going to be revealed by the end of this quest, but not this particular quest, by the end of this patch series of quests, but maybe not. There she is. She certainly wasted no time. Why were you worried about her? She seems safe. Well now, did you come all this way just to check on me? I've been on edge, worrying that I might stumble into Odin, so you gave me a bit of a fright. Nophica tells us you wish to travel alone. What prompted you to send the gods away? It's difficult to explain. So there was something as weird. I suppose I wanted to seek the answers on my own way. As the gods told us, if we wish to know the truth, we must discover it for ourselves. In spite of this, they've seen fit to not only set us upon the right path, but accompany us besides. Is this a philosophical thing or a trust thing? Likely the former. This bespeaks the faith they have in man's spirit of inquiry, and it gives me heart. Wait, what? I would have thought it would have made you cautious, because they say that, but then they kind of just are giving you a lot of the answers and kind of guiding you very directly. After all, 'tis the self-same spirit that defines the students of Baldesion. Like everyone, I want to uncover the truth of the 12, to know their aspirations and understand them. Having seen a dear friend embark on countless adventures, I've developed the desire to see and experience the world for myself. Okay, it is more of a philosophical thing, not like a sinister who are the 12, what are they really up to thing. Gotcha, I could see that. There are dangers out there, of course, but I wanted to prove I could handle them and perform my task. This wasn't a big task, though. Why? I'm not sure why she's having such a crisis about this particular task. I guess it's because it's just go here and stick out your hand and get the thing. I see. Indeed, as much as we can learn from others, I guess it's just a microcosm. It's not... Okay. There's no substitute for seeing with one's own eyes. And in yours, I see the gleam of yearning for exploration and discovery. It reveals to me the love you bear for our star, and it makes me glad. I wonder if... What's all this? What's this all of a sudden? Embarrassing when you say such things with a straight face. That's cringe, bro. Right then. I've yet to acquire the information here, so I'll tend to it at once. Perhaps you'd like to wait for me at Quarry Mill? So, again, I'm just... various pieces of the puzzle. What if... what if Derek is someone who... So what if the gods desire to leave, and in their desire to, like, pass on the authority and pass on the power to people, that desire manifested in Derek, like a god of travel to take them somewhere new? What if they created their belief, their faith created Derek the same way that our faith created them? Halone. In this land, those voices raised in praise of Nophica are especially strong. Nophica and Beauregard are also kind, are they not? They are. I think they are. Ook indeed. Let's wait for Kryl here. Nophica and Beauregard are with her, so she'll be fine. First the man at Menphina's mark, and now Kryl. In the course of traveling with you and yours, it seems I inevitably end up encroaching upon others' lives. Yours as well, though nothing binds you to me. You've followed me ever since I tended your wounds. You're free to go anywhere, you know. A person's life belongs to that person alone. Others can't be expected to assume responsibility for it, and thus is it wrong to interfere. And yet you have been interfering. More directly, you spoke up when Menphina and Halone did not. Alas, once I've glimpsed someone's heart, I find I can't divert my gaze. It truly is difficult to be amidst people. Is there something sinister with Derek, not just mischievous? Like, were you hiding away from people, and now that you're among them again, like it's bringing something out of you? Like a desire to, like, control rather than support? Secret of the 12. Derek casts a languid gaze to and fro. It doesn't take too long to extract the information. Kryl should be here any moment now. Get the jittery Beauregard. Apologies for the wait. With that, I've obtained information from all my stones. You've taken care of yours already, yes? Nod, nod. Thank you for worrying about me. While it's good to know I can handle myself, I'm heartened to be doing this with you all. I owe you thanks as well, Beauregard and Nophica, for accepting my request with good grace. Did they really, though? They kind of said they would accept it and then watched you, followed you anyway. Think not of it. You did well to see your task through, little one. Indeed. Come, come. Let us all return to the Omphalos. Okay. Rahatia. You took your time, Kukushu. Did something happen? No, we're good. Ah, so you rendezvoused with Kryl. How was your experience with the gods, if I may ask? Not only did you help a disillusioned man find his way, you looked in on Kryl besides. Don't share that. Kryl wouldn't want you to share that, I don't think. Thank you, Kukushu. And you as well, Derek. I fear I overstepped my bounds, but what's done is done. Yeah, I fear you overstepped your bounds too. Like, nothing you said was wrong. Everything you said was totally fair. You said it well. You said it gracefully, but yeah, something tells me you're probably right. Menphina, we shall return to our sanctums. You have our gratitude for the delightful time. Nymeia. I'm trying to remember who Nymeia was. By holding your instruments from out to the monument, you will be able to augment the missing information. Be well, dear children. Goodbye. Goodbye, little critters. Shall we then? Are we going to get some tonal shift like the gods have murdered everyone? Kind of doubt it, but I wonder. I like Snowgime quite a lot. Amazing. What was impossible to decipher is now crystal clear. Without further ado, I shall read out the epigraph. Gods demand we consume human flesh. As beings who endure by the will of the star, we are susceptible to the influence of hopes and prayers. Thus do we commit our yokes herein, lest we stray from our purpose. Thus do we commit our yokes herein, lest we stray from our purpose. Right, so they can be influenced by hopes and prayers, they can be changed, but they commit their yokes in there to avoid straying from their purpose. So they commit some core of themselves so that they can't be changed too much, is what I'm guessing, is that they kind of lock a part of themselves in place. He who is named Buragat shall preside over construction, his duty to fortify the works of men and encourage them to build. Ralgar shall preside over destruction, to galvanize the star's beating heart and facilitate mankind's regeneration. Wait, what? The duty over destruction is to galvanize the star's beating. Let me look up what galvanize means. It's like a metallurgical term, right? To shock or excite someone into taking action. Ah, okay. So it's destruction for the purpose of, like, enacting forceful change when needed. Okay. She who is named Azema shall preside over the sun, to nurture its life-giving light and illuminate the truth for all to see. Is that a closed eye? Or no, it's a ray, it's, I guess, a sun with, like, rays coming out of it. He who is named Naldthal shall preside over the subterrane, his duty to make gleam the riches hidden in the darkest depths and in men themselves. She who is named Nophica shall preside over fertility, to fulfill the land with plenty, to fill the land with life and prepare a path of peace and plenty. Althyk shall preside over space and time, to endow the star with material vigor, that mankind's march may never cease. Halone shall preside over the glaciers, to hold the melting ice at bay, to imbue men with constancy and tranquility. Menphina preside over the moon, to perpetuate the turning of night and day, and foster love in the hearts of all. Oh, is that what the symbol is? It turns it into a waning moon, or into a waxing moon or waning moon. And I see the little Dalamud there beside it. Omphalos monument. He who is named Thaliak shall preside over the rivers, to quench the thirst of men and water their minds with wisdom. Nymeia shall preside over the stars to preserve the celestial fabric of the seasons and weave the threads of men's lives. Limlion shall preside over the seas to administer the tides and inspire men to come together as one and seek new horizons. And Oshon or Oscon shall preside over the mountains to sustain the breath of the firmament and in wandering share in men's solitude. So Derek has got to be Oscon with the whole wandering thing, right? Maybe not, but that's where my mind goes. He who is unnamed shall watch unflinching. Oh, never mind. It's the unnamed is Derek. He who is unnamed shall watch unflinching. His duty to stand guard over his charge, always and unto the end. What's his charge? And what is he watching for? There the epigraph concludes. We've been given a lot to ponder. Most of that was known. It's only the unnamed thing that was kind of a mystery. Or is the unnamed just part of the pantheon, part of the known lore? Derek, curiouser and curiouser. I wonder if Derek is even aware of his nature. He might not be. Writings about the gods, written by the gods themselves, utterly unprecedented. It kind of is. Our yokes, lest we stray. Yeah, that caught my eye too. Hopes and prayers influencing their nature. Have you any thoughts on the contents of the epigraph, Kakushu? The prayers of her faithful made Halone more imposing. The worship of Dalamud brought forth Menphina's hound. This is the more interesting one for me. They're both interesting, but Dalamud's worship bringing forth Menphina's hound, especially. You mean to say that prayers have changed the 12 into their present forms? That's rather hard to believe. Is it? Given what we know now of Dynamis, I believe it's entirely possible. In the presence of that energy, hopes and prayers have more tangible results than one might expect, yeah? Its power may be curbed upon our star, but over thousands of years of worship, it could have influenced the gods in various ways. Ways such as that which Kakushu just described, for one. Others that come to mind are Halone's shield and spear, which reflect her status as a goddess of war, and Nymeia's spinning wheel, which is an apt apparatus for a goddess of fate. Thus did they create this monument, this yoke, that they might never lose sight of their duty, no matter how much they may change. Yep, okay. I'm inclined to agree with Raha. Gods wrote that they endure by the will of the star. And the will of the star is no more. Who that refers to we all know too well. Yeah. That just hit me. Halone, yep. By sundering reality, she must have known that she would shake the very foundation of existence. Anticipating the potential chaos, I suspect she charged her collaborators with maintaining stability. So she created them initially. If this is true, then might the 13th unnamed being be the Watcher on the Moon? I guess. I hadn't thought of that. That would make sense, but I really thought it was going to leading towards Derek. Unless this is Derek. Unless they are the same being. The pieces certainly fall into place. I wonder if he would be willing to share what he knows. As it stands, we've yet to encounter 3 gods. There's no telling what may happen once we've fought them all. I believe we should, as there's no telling what may happen once we've fought them all, I believe we should try to uncover as much of the truth as we can, the better to know how to proceed. To that end, ere we seek out the Watcher, Raha and I shall return to Charlian to compile our findings, the data from the analyzer not least of all. To think that the investigation might lead us to the moon! I eagerly look forward to the next stage of our fieldwork. Are we going there now? Because we can go there now. Kukushu, like as not, yet more grueling encounters with the gods await. You should rest up and gather your strength. I guess we're not going now. Thank you for the thumbs up, sir. Not long now ere we arrive at the truth. For the longest time, I've journeyed alone, not involving myself in the affairs of others. But I've enjoyed our time together. You've undertaken the investigation with all earnestness, and it has been a pleasure to be a part of it. And when I imagine the moment we must part ways, I can't help but be saddened, and it surprises me that I feel that way. Hey, you're not used to engagement. Forgive me, I didn't mean to wax sentimental. If you'll excuse me, I shall head outside for some fresh air. The air isn't fresh in here? There he goes again, Kukushu. Do you suppose you could follow after him? Can't quite say why, though, but I feel as though he'll suddenly vanish one day, never to return. Oh, 'tis you, Kukushu. What is it? Snowgum's worried, you say, that I'll vanish suddenly. Well, as the saying goes, all things must come to an end, whether we will it or no. When our work is finished, we must go our separate ways. Doing so will sadden me, as you know. Yet that sadness is part of the joy I have derived from our companionship. Making you appreciate it while it's here, I guess. So I will accept it when the time comes and strive with you to the last. Oop. Yeah, strive with you to the last sounds like a battle thing, doesn't it? Maybe not. Get the monkey sad. As you know, my friend, I would rather you live your own life, but having helped you, I won't send you away against your will. Well, you're a busy woman, so I won't keep you. As before, rest assured, I will share with you any tidings I receive from Kryl in a couple of patches. Take care, my friend, and see you again in due course. Mysterious as ever. But hints of other stuff as well. The fact that Derek's name isn't on the... Well, that Derek doesn't have a sigil there. I was going to say, does that mean that he's not yoked in the same way? That his yoke isn't bound in the same way? But his name was on there, on that epigraph. So that's where I'm going to wrap it up today, here in front of the Watcher. thanks for watching. Thanks for being watchers yourself. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know what your theories and thoughts are. Let me know what you make of all this, where you think we're going to go in the next raid beyond just the 3 bosses, or even just if there's something specific you expect from the 3 bosses. See you then. Bye-bye.